This story is Wombat Stew, which is a traditional Australian children's story by Marsha Vaughan. One day, on the banks of a billabong is a little pond like the one out there, a very clever dingo caught a fat wombat. Caught the wombat, oh no! Tied him to the tree, and he decided to make wombat stew. So he pulled out his big billy, his big cauldron, filled it up with water and set it on the fire. And as he was singing his song, wombat stew, ooey gooey, yummy chewy, wombat stew, along came Mr. Platypus. What you doing there, dingo? I'm making wombat stew with that fat wombat. Oh, that sounds nice. What you need for wombat stew is mud. Big blocks of billabong mud. Blocks of mud? Ah, that's a good idea. Righto, in they go. So, Mr. Platypus scooped in big blocks of billabong mud. And around the bubbling billy, dingo danced and sang, wombat stew, crunchy munchy for my lunchy, wombat stew. Now along came Mr. Echidna. What's this I hear about you making wombat stew? Well, I was just, no, I don't even want to hear it because you are missing the most important ingredients, which is slugs and bugs and creepy crawlies. Oh, well, I never thought of that. Slugs and, of course you didn't because you have no idea what you're doing. Now I'm going to put them and you go sing your song, okay? So into the bubbling billy, bossy Mr. Echidna put in slugs, bugs, creepy crawlies. And around the bubbling billy, dingo danced and sang, wombat stew, hot and spicy, oh so nicey, wombat stew. Now next, slithered up old Mr. Goanna. A goanna is a great big lizard. Slithered up. It's dingo. What's that? Smell. Oh, I'm making some stew with that fat wombat. Well, I don't see any flies in it. Can't be wombat stew without flies. Oh, flies. Oh, lucky you're here. Righto, in they go. Goanna swished out his big blue tongue and whipped 100 flies from the air. Tossed them into the stew. Around and around the bubbling billy, dingo danced and sang, wombat stew, ooey gooey, yummy chewy, wombat stew. Down from the tree comes Mr. Koala. And Mr. Koala said, "Oh, what's that you making, dingo?" "A wombat stew." "Oh, well, the thing you need to make the thing you need." To make a wombat stew is gum nuts. Leave it to a koala to think of gum nuts. Righto, in they go. So they shook a big bunch of gum nuts down out of the tree. "Aha," says Dingo. Finally, my stew is only missing one thing. What's that? That fat wombat! Wait! Stop! Hang on, Dingo! You can't put that wombat into the stew just yet. Well, why ever not? You haven't tasted it. Oh! Fine, I'll taste it. And Dingo took a great big draught of the stew. And he turned red, green, blue, purple. Ah! You all tricked me! Ah! And away he ran, over the hills, across the horizon, screaming the whole way. Whew. All the other animals were so relieved, none more so than the little wombat. So they came and they tipped over that terrible stew. Whew. So glad their trick had worked. They untied the fat wombat and they all lived happily ever after. And Dingo never again did he sing wombat stew, hot and spicy, oh so nicey, wombat stew. Thank you.